Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Friday today. End of the work week. Got a three-day holiday weekend coming up here, of course, with President's Day on Monday. But of course, we have the big race, Daytona 500, on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. The truck races tonight and the Xfinity races tomorrow afternoon. Listened to the qualifying races last night. Sounded like they were not exactly the most exciting races, but they were pretty intense at times, so should be a good Daytona 500. Today we're going to go to opening to 8 more of these 1995 Zenith Pinnacle Racing packs. This will be the second installment of this. So we're going to, I believe there's 24 packs in total. There's 4 packs, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's the final 8 packs there in the box. Of course, the last time we pulled all base set cards except for the Sterling Marlin Winston Winners card. So hopefully we can pull a couple more inserts out of this box. The ratios didn't seem too favorable, but Zenith back in the day was a high-end product. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and start. And I didn't give you guys a good look at the packs on the other video, but there's what the front of the packs look like. And the back of the packs actually do have the odds listed. We'll get that in focus there. And then just there's the other side with the Pinnacle address and customer service hotline, which I'm sure is no longer active. And we see Johnny Andretti there on the back of the first pack, and John on the front of the first pack. Of course, John just recently passed away after a lengthy battle of colon cancer. There's Jimmy Spencer. He's got a FINA hat on, but during this time he was driving in the Busch Series for Dick Moroso, so he's probably had his Cup uniform on and just had a FINA hat on to support any sponsor obligations for the Busch Series. Jeff Gordon, Mean Rides. Bobby Hillin, who during this time was in a transitional phase of his career, near the end of his career actually, and he was driving for D.K. Ulrich's number 77 Jasper team. I know D.K. Ulrich eventually sold out to some actual executives at Jasper Motors, Jasper Engines, but Jasper Motorsports, US Air were the sponsors, and they had a tough time in that car. Bobby eventually got released, I believe, in '97. There's Johnny Andretti and Lake Speed. Lake, who drove the number 9 Melling Spam Ford. John drove, of course, as we discussed in the last video, for Michael Kranofis and Carl Haas, not Gene Haas, Carl Haas. And there we have a Terry Labonte on the back. So we have Jeff Bodine, who owned his own team that was purchased from the estate of Alan Quick in 1993 after Alan's plane crash. Kenny Wallace, Philmar Ford, number 8, Jeff Gordon, Championship Quest. Robert Presley. Robert drove the other Skull Bandit racing car, a Chevrolet owned by Leo Jackson, the brother of Richard Jackson, who owned Rick Mast's number 1 Skull Fords. Todd Bodine, who drove for Butch Mock Motorsports in the 75 car. Of course, you see Factory Stores of America. People might wonder what Factory Stores was. It was just an outlet mall. Kind of what the Tanger outlets are that are kind of spread throughout the U.S. and like those. So it's just an outlet mall that had many different stores. And if you ever look at Todd's car, usually on the deck lid, there would be different stores featured on the deck lid or sometimes the TV panel. And we have a Winston winner of Terry Labonte. Very nice card there from one of his victories in 1994. So we'll set that right there beside Sterling. Go to our next pack here. We have a Mean Rides Family Star or Family Channel racing team of Ted Musgrave, Roush Racing. Wood Brothers, Morgan Shepherd was the driver at this time. Championship Quest, Jeff Gordon. Skull Bandit Racing, number 33, as we just seen, that was Robert Presley. Bobby Hamilton, in his first year for driving for Richard Petty. And Hot Guns, Mark Martin. We have Darrell Waltrip, his racing team there, the Western Auto Racing. There's the Petty Enterprises rig. Bobby Hamilton, of course, was the driver in 1995. Bahari Racing with Michael Waltrip in 1995 was Michael's last season driving for this team. He had driven for them with this team since 1987. Technically 1986, but Chuck Ryder had bought the team from Bob Bear, so it was a different team. Cruz Pedregon, I'm sure that this is a Joe Gibbs card on the back. Cruz was Joe's funny car driver during this era. I believe Cruz, I know it's Tony Pedregon that does the FS1 with the NHRA now. That does some of the announcing with the FS1. Sterling Marlin Hot Guns, and we have a Penske Racing South number 2 Rusty Wallace. Their rides, of course, there's the back of it again with just a little bit more information about that driver or that team. Never really taken the time to read a lot of the cards. I get a little frustrated because sometimes there's a lot of statistical errors on the backs of the cards. So personally, I don't read the back. There's Corey Mack once again. We had Corey in the last box. Of course, that's Joe Gibbs. Darrell Waltrip Racing. Hot Guns. There's Darrell. The first time I believe we didn't see Darrell in the last round of packs. Rusty Wallace. Hot Guns. See Bobby Hillin Jr. again. And Sterling Marlin. This 1995 was kind of a year for Sterling where he got some good victories. Of course, Daytona and Darlington were the 2 wins Sterling had in 95. And he became a force at Daytona and Talladega and a threat to win at every time the Cup Series went to that track. There's Jeff Burton, who had won Rookie of the Year in 1994. We've seen Jimmy Spencer in the first pack, second card. Now, there we go. Dale Earnhardt, Richard Childress Racing. The iconic Goodwrench number 3. Third time we've seen Bobby Hillin in this round. And there's the number 1 transporter for Jackson Brothers. I guess it wasn't Jackson Brothers at this time. It was Richard Jackson's team and may have just been referred to as Precision Products. And we have another Sterling Marlin Winston Winters. This is his 1995 win at Talladega. There's a little info on that card. So we got 2 Sterling Marlin winners and a Terry Labonte Winston winner. Would really like to pull one of the helmet cards or even a tribute card, but we'll see. Got 2 more packs to go in this round, and then we have 8 more packs to go. Probably do those tomorrow. Morgan Shepherd drove for the Wood Brothers during this time. There's Dale Earnhardt, 7-time champion. Jim Yates, of course, we figured out that this was a Joe Gibbs Pro Stock driver in the NHRA series. We have Mean Rides, Jeff Bodine Racing. Of course, we just mentioned Jeff had bought the team from Alan Kulwicki in 1993. Sabco Racing, Felix Sabates, owner of the team that Kyle Petty drove for during this time. And it looks like we have a Z-Team. A Z-Team Michael Waltrip insert. It's kind of a nice looking card. I've never seen these before. And if I have, I haven't paid that much attention, but it seems like all the insert cards we're getting are drivers or yellow uniforms. And our last pack of the day starts with Jeff Gordon, Championship Quest. Jeremy Mayfield, Hot Guns. Jeremy drove for KL Yarborough Motorsports during 1995. Michael Waltrip. Ted Musgrave, we seen his rig earlier, now we see him. I don't believe we seen him in the first round the other day. But Ted drove, this was Ted's first year driving, no, I'm sorry, it was his second year driving for Jack Roush. And he ended up finishing 7th in points this season, and that was the best season Ted would have in his career. Cruz Pedregon, of course we mentioned Cruz was the funny car driver, and there's a better look at the funny car Cruz drove during this era. And the final card of the day, number 18, Interstate Battery Chevy, Joe Gibbs Racing. Driver Dale Jarrett. I'm sorry, Bobby Labonte. Dale Jarrett was the driver the previous 3 seasons. This was the first year that Bobby drove. So we'll go ahead and set the base cards over there. And we actually pulled 3 insert cards today. So we pulled another Sterling Marlin Winston winner, a Terry Labonte Winston winner, and a Michael Waltrip Z-Team. Again, I've never seen these. Kind of an interesting looking card. Definitely screams 1995 at you. With the holofoil, the starburst of the letters and the just the decoration or the design there coming at you. Of course, the back of it, we'll show you that again just so everybody can see that. Just talks a little bit about that. Of course, we're working our way to 100 subs. We're a little more than halfway there. Once we get there, we'll have some cards for you guys to pick from, so whoever ends up being the lucky winner on that, we have the Tony Stewart, the Ken Griffey Jr., and the Braun Strowman. All 3 are rookie cards. Figured that'd be a fun little giveaway once we get to that point. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I'll probably do the 3rd and final installment of these packs tomorrow sometime, so I'll have that uploaded for you. Again, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and y'all have a good day.